But she said definitely that it resonated with her.
That angel is huge, though. It looks like a weird beast. Can you see it, Nicole? I want to be able to talk to her. There, I'm asked to unmute you.
Hello. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, Nicole.
Okay.
I'm not sure if Marissa can yet.
Can you hear me, Marissa?
Oh. Yeah.
I guess I just can't hear. Oh my God.
I'm not sure if Marissa can yet.
Now I can hear you. Now I can hear you. Okay.
Okay. Hello?
I guess I just can't hear.
Yeah.
Oh, this is on a delay. Okay, cool. All right, so we're live over there. I just need to post it on Patreon. I totally forgot to post this on Patreon. I told them I would. So I saw the Dominion Angel, but it looks kind of scary. Like, can you see it? It's like, does it look hairy to you, or is that just me? Nicole?
Yeah, it seems a little bit, I don't know, weird.
I know, it's totally weird. It reminds me of like those beings from that cartoon True that I showed you guys a long time ago, where they're these big hairy beings. And I keep like running like source code 0 through it, and it like freezes it and it like shatters, and then it comes back and it looks exactly the same. I'm wondering if those are like cells or something that's within the body or something like that. Like, because they look almost like little like acorns or something, right? Or like,
It could be. I've had health issues. I'm working on that, and I feel like I'm coming to it. So it could be, I don't know,
oh,
something physical.
okay, yeah, because I'm totally getting that it's like either like it's like the remedy or it's the block. Do you feel like you have like no purpose, or do you feel like you have a huge purpose that you're not living out?
I feel like I have a huge purpose that I'm not living out, and I'm not sure where
Okay.
to go with it because
Well,
it's like, life is, yep.
there's nowhere to go with it right now. The only place to go right now is to just what they're saying right now is like, yes, you have a purpose. Aren't you the one with like a million kids? I always say million kids. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. You have
5.
5 kids, right?
Yeah.
Wow. Oh, that's like rock star status, like all within itself. So you're how old are they?
13, 10, I'm sorry, 13, 12, 10, almost 7, and 4.
Wow, that's a lot of kids.
So, yeah.
Props to you. I can't even handle
It's
2 without going like a little
more
bit.
than I feel like I can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what you need to do is you need to find yourself within like all of this. You know, you need to find who you are, and it's like you've gotten lost in like the mom thing. And I think that the sickness that you deal like being sick is more of like it's a way of getting a break. It's a way of like I don't have to be super mom right now because I'm sick. You know, what were you sick? Was it like lupus or autoimmune, or is it
Yeah, it was like thyroid stuff and fatigue and just, a number of different gut issues and things
wouldn't
like
have
that.
fatigue?
So,
Who wouldn't have fatigue with 5?
right.
I would be like not alive. I mean,
Yeah, I almost wasn't
giving
it.
birth 5 times and having 5 pregnancies, and
Yeah.
like, oh my God.
Yeah, I have like a lot of mental health issues. I actually went like through a brain based therapy program, and so I've had kind of like lost my mind almost entirely and kind of regained it, and then like
Okay.
found you, and
Yay,
so
that's
it's all
awesome.
made sense of all of it, But
So
yeah, it's like
after
I
your
feel
third,
like I'm
is your
sorry. Go
third
ahead.
kid the one that depleted you?
Yeah, the third was really big. It was the major tipper,
Your
and then
soul
I felt like I
fragmented.
was sort of. I'm sorry.
Your soul fragmented. That was the you that was crying with the broken wing.
Yeah, that makes sense. I went through a really difficult, traumatic time during that birth.
Is it a boy or a
Yeah,
girl?
a boy.
That's
It was like to deal with my mother around that and like her lack of support and so it was sort of this like where I just basically like ran away from home and moved across the country because I was just trying to deal with all of my health stuff and emotions and like everything that I went through with her. And
Well,
it
what
was
they're
it was
saying
really
is this
deep.
angel can this angelic force that's wanting to work with you is right behind this
Hmm.
bloody, hairy thing that we're seeing. Um,
Okay.
so I just want you in your
I
mind to
feel like I
ask for like the opposite of whatever that is to come in. And like, you know, negatives,
okay.
you look at negatives, like just like the opposite of that to come in and just, there you go. You did it already. Bam. Okay.
Okay.
Oh, can you feel that? You can breathe, right? It's like,
Yeah.
okay. So that's what I do when I don't know what
It
something is. It's just
hurts.
like the opposite of that, come in and, you know, put it over that and then it just dissolves it. Another one of my trade secrets. But it's almost like there's the path that's open now. Oh, okay.
My
Here we
heart's beating like really fast
Yeah,
suddenly, and
it's
I
going to
don't
be
know,
really
like,
fast because you're going to have an adrenaline rush because that thing is literally like a I want to say like an acorn, and it reminds me of like a tree where like the acorn falls and like becomes the seed and grows its own tree. It was almost like a false identity self that it wasn't the angel. It was just like a false identity that had been placed in your field to tell you who you were. And it could have been the brain-based therapy. It could have been your mom telling you who you are and what you are and why you are. And yeah, it had a lot to do with your mom. And then your
okay.
son that came in, he's the same soul as you. So he's you, like literally, like he's you. So you
Oh.
literally had, I'm gonna cry. You had given up. So your soul decided to come live through him, but then you decided to stay. So I'm glad you decided to stay.
Me too.
I'm upset because I just see that that's what happened with Brian.
He's such an angel too. He's just so innocent and beautiful and like thriving and like amidst everything, he's like the one that I just go to that I'm like, I just feel peace with him. Like the others I stress more about and like worry about are like my oldest two, you know?
He's you. So he's you and you're him,
So
and,
that's
and you have
like,
the same life stream coming through you, the same energy.
wow.
Um feels like none of our kids sometimes will have the same live stream go through a mom and a kid. Um, but it's usually only when one is planning on leaving the planet. And
Wow.
I'm glad that you stayed. Glad that you stayed.
Wow.
So the angel's name is Ariel. It's not an archangel, and it's to me it looks like a female, but when I see the name Ariel, I think of the mermaid. But it's like Ariel,
Right.
like Arie, and then L, like EL, like a dash and then an L. So Ari and then L. And it's saying that it's here. It's a warrior, and that you got down on your knees and you asked God for help like 5 years
Yeah.
ago, and you felt a brush against the back of your head, and that angel. It came in, and it gave you new life. So whatever's happened in the last 5 years, you're on a new lease in your life. You're on like a new, like renewed soul. So
Yeah.
just treasure every day, treasure those kids, treasure everything, and just know that you decided to stay, that you were planning on leaving. I don't know how. I don't know if you were suicidal or what, but were you
My
suicidal?
health. Yeah, I mean, I never like made a plan or anything, but it was
Yeah.
definitely like I sort of like wished to like manifest.
Feels like more like you
that or
would get hit
something.
by a truck or something like that. Like you're gonna walk across the street and just get hit or something. Like your soul was
Yeah.
like, I'm done.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But that's awesome, Nicole. I'm happy that now you've got double soul power. That's why you have so many kids, because you got all that energy.
Yeah.
Anyways, not to leave you crying or anything, but
No, thank
I'll
you
loop
for
back around to you afterwards and just
that.
check in with me. Okay, I'm sorry for making you cry.
Okay. No,
I'm crying too because
needed
I
to come
realized
out.
that Matthew, my son, and Brian, that's what Brian did, and now Jeff's calling. Anyways, I need to go blow my nose. Okay, thanks for making me a basket case. Ariel
Thank
is your
you.
angel. Ouch, my
Okay.
foot is cramping. Ow, ow, ow. Oh my God, my left foot is cramping. I need water. Okay, hold on. I'll be back. Oh my God, I haven't had one of these since I was pregnant. You know the foot cramps we get when we're pregnant, guys? Ouch. Girls, I mean, oh my gosh. You're not pregnant again, are you, Nicole? Just type it. I already muted it. One interesting thing that Mary just said about the about babies is that she's funny, hell no. One interesting thing I just heard Mary say about babies is that they bring us in life force, and that a lot of them aren't planning on using their lower dimensional bodies, like their third and fourth or their fourth dimensional bodies. So they'll come in when we're missing pieces of ourselves and bring those into us, which explains the whole broken wing thing that I just saw in Nicole. Her son brought that back in for her, so she had two. But now that means he has one, but he's not ever planning on dropping down into the lower dimensional realms. And that's what makes the world so scary right now, is that we're living in a world where they're telling us we have to have these vaccines. Like, our bodies are perfect. I mean, just think of childbirth, guys. Like, our breast milk makes like the most perfect like remedy for a child if they're sick. It's like we know how to like heal ourselves. But the more and more we start relying on other stuff, we start living in more and more fear, waiting on science to come up with a solution to what God's already solved within us. And the kids are a way of balancing us out. This is Jeremy talking. The kids are a way of balancing ourselves out. And it sounds horrible, but some people that have had like the cradle when the baby stopped breathing, it's because a soul was sending in like a whole new like life force for one of the parents, because they weren't going to live any longer. And you see a lot of people that don't have any light in their eyes. It's because their light has just burned out. Their soul is like done. And I'm seeing that more and more in people now, that we have to cover our mouths and you have to look into people's eyes. I'm seeing more and more like that person doesn't have any light in their eyes. Their soul's like over it. They're gone. So it's just very interesting about the whole thing with getting pregnant and having. It's very interesting. Okay, I need to go stretch my foot. It hurts so bad. I'll be right back. Who's next? Rishay, will you pull up who's next into the panelist thing so that I can at least talk back and forth with them? Or not talk, but like type. But Nicole's was just too weird because there was 4 other people that had those things. Ask yourself right now, did I have one of those like weird things in my field? And please feel free to write in the comments what you saw, because I'm like so... It looked like a disease. Like it looked like the way that they draw like the coronavirus, you know, like with like this little like man with like the little things coming out of him. That's kind of what it looked like to me. Let me see. Here we go. I'll be right back. I need to get a tissue. Oh wait, I don't want to get copyright infringement. She stepped off. If you guys want to journal or something, I'm just going to leave this song on since I own this song. And I'll be right back. I don't know if that triggered anyone else emotionally, but that totally triggered me. I need a breather real quick. I didn't mean to sound judgy about cheesy psychics. I'm sure cheesy psychics do good jobs too. I just heard that echoing in my head. I don't want to be some cheesy psychic. You guys may not have even heard it.
Next up is Jennifer Smith.
Okay. Jennifer, what sign are you? Let me turn this off. No. Next was Elizabeth. But okay. Jennifer, we'll do Jennifer and then Elizabeth. Okay. So Jennifer, what is your sign, Jennifer? Rochelle, you can just read it to me.
There's a Jennifer on here. I'm not sure if that's Jennifer Smith, but she hasn't responded yet.
It's probably Jen Anderson that's on there. So it was Elizabeth. So, okay, Elizabeth, are you there? Okay, sweet. There we go. Okay, so Elizabeth, what we're doing, I don't know if you were at class last night, we're just getting people's angels. Nicole's was a little bit more in depth because she had that huge block. It looked like a virus or something blocking her from her angel. You're actually very, very straightforward. What I'm hearing is that in the mental body, which is like the hologram that we live in, it's like our perceived reality. We create reality around us based on our beliefs and our ideas and all of that stuff. And in doing that, we create a world around us. And that world can be perfect or not so perfect. It's basically like the different like layers of heaven. Like it's kind of like our own heaven that we create into a heaven or a hell. You have literally like a heaven and a hell created for yourself. Like it's like straight, like really, really good or really, really bad. And the angelic force that I see over on the really, really good side is Gabriel. And I'm hearing that it's a thrones angel. But right at Gabriel's like right hand would be like God, but I see God flip from like God to like not God, God to like the bad God. You can just type in the comments, like, do you have like issues with faith or do you have a lot of faith? Like what would cause you to have such a dramatic, does that resonate at all? I guess is what I'm saying. Joyful stress. You attract chaos. Okay. Yeah. Because when you go from one side to the other, it's almost like I've never seen anybody with such a perfect life in my life. And like, I've never seen anyone with such a perfect life. So it's almost like it's so perfect that you get bored and then you attract the chaos to you. And there's got to be some way for you to balance that out in a sense. And what they're saying is, and one of your guides is coming in, oh, you have Jeremy like me. Okay. So Jeremy's coming in. He's saying that, you don't necessarily need to connect with any angelic forces because you are technically the angelic force that's running your life. I see you like all the way off in the distance. It looks like seraphim angel. Oh, it's like Allie's last night that was all cocky. It's a seraphim angelic force. You've entered in, you're right, you guys, I do see it like a treble clef, entered into this world to bring heaven to earth and allow people to see that for themselves. So it's in order to connect with this energy, you just need to just be. You just need to just chill for like a second, and you'll get bored doing that because that other side over there, that's hell, is really just like a whole lot of fun in your eyes. You know, it's like, ooh, wow, chaos and fun and disorder, and I get to fix it. But then there's like this perfect life over here that you could be living. And what you could do rather than attracting the chaos is showing people what it's like to live this life where you don't need the chaos. Because look at the media right now. Look at everybody right now. They're like, oh, chaos. Ew, gosh, I got to watch the news. Oh, I want to get all scared and see how many people died. It's like, really? Like, do you want to watch like a mortality report on like how many people died each day from a car accident or from a, whatever? It's like living life looking at that is not living at all. It's like living a lives what we're living right now is not living at all in any way, shape, or form. And it feels like there's something about what you do, something about what you represent that's going to help people pull them out of that. So Gabriel, thrones, and then that one up there, it's a seraphim, and it's calling itself S. Just like it, I just see an S. Oh, it's source. It's your source. That's really cool. Ooh, I like it. And it's gold. It's a gold S, but the S then evaporates and turns into like a clear translucent S, and then it starts spinning. And then I see it do like a drop down of a thing, and then it turns into one of those treble clefs. That's really cool. Elizabeth, you've I wanted to talk to you anyways. Let's talk on Boxer in the next few days or so. Probably won't be able to when Jeff's gone, but when he gets back, so he watches the kids. But I know I owe you something for something somewhere. Thank you for being a $300 member on Patreon and having faith in that source. Yeah, it's source. But the thing about the God thing is very confusing to me. So maybe sit with that within yourself. Like, why do you believe that it has to be either the God or the devil? God or the devil? It's like it just flips back and forth. So maybe, oh yeah, just go to that source. Go to the source that created both of those Godheads, and then you can just skip them all together. There we go. I'm going to pull that into. Oh, you're going to feel that. I just pulled everyone else's source into them too that's watching. That feels pretty cool. Nice. Okay. Alrighty. Thanks, Elizabeth. Okay, now we've got is Shelly next, or is what do we got, Rashid? Let me grab my food. I'm listening.
Shelly can be next if you're ready.
I feel like it's Shelly.
Okay. Shelly, are you ready? Shelly says she's ready.
Shelly's angel. It is very weird. Is Yeshua. That's your believed one. Okay, hold on. This may be your issue, Shelly. So let's go beyond the story of the Bible, beyond the story, even though you're not even really that like Christian, but it's like there's something blocking you into that. There we go. Okay. Okay, yeah. I'm gonna let you rise up for a second. Can you feel that, Shelly? Are your ears popping yet? You can just type it in. No? Heart's beating fast. Okay, cool. You're still at your heart. Okay. I'm going to keep letting you rise up. There we go. You had like 14 heads. That was weird. Your angel, interestingly enough, is God. I'm trying to follow it up beyond that. Rashay, could you spot me on this one and look up above and see if there's anything beyond what I'm seeing as like God as her angel? Maybe you don't believe in angels?
I see a cloud and then that squiggly line of potential.
Oh, wave of potential. Okay, so we're still down in the hologram world. So let's go beyond the wave of potential. Okay, there we go. Thank you. Pull it up into you. Okay, there we go. Okay. Now you're your own angel. Okay. So the angels that the type of angel that you come from, funny enough, is what you just said, what you asked last night. You're a guardian angel. You're here as a guardian for for somebody in your family, or acting as one. Um, and those come from the archangels. You're an incarnated angel. Interesting. Um, so in being an angelic force, you're going to feel more and you're going to know. You're not necessarily going to see, because you're not going to exist down in those realms where you can necessarily see stuff, but you just know. So you have a direct connection to they're calling it the legion of angels. There's like a force of them. They're calling them the 24th district, whatever. But I'm following them up to where your higher self is, and your higher self is just sitting there, and I just see like a face, like looking down, and oh, it's so confusing. No, Poochie, that's my food. I need to see. Okay, so the angelic energy that's within you is like your guardian. It's all you. Basically, they're all you. But the whole point and the reason for connecting with this piece of you that I'm about to tell you is to get up out of the stories that you were told, the stories that were created, and the stories that you still tell yourself. And that you is, I want to say it's Anna, A-N. It's just A-N, whatever that is. On. A-N. It's like an A and then one of those like lowercase n's.
I think Marissa froze. A lot of times when we get up into the higher energies like that, the electronics will do this. So she should be back soon. Can you all hear me? Okay, thanks, guys. Yep, we lost her electronics. It says I'm the host now, so she should be jumping back on shortly. So if anybody needs to go grab a bite to eat or take a bathroom break or just kind of breathe a little bit. So just do what you need to do right now to nurture yourself in any way that you can be nurtured.
Hey guys,
I got kicked off. What did I say last? I was talking forever. I can't see anything. I'm just on the phone now. So I don't know
What
if
you
I can
said
still
last
see.
was, can you hear me, Marissa?
Uh-huh.
What
I
you
can
said
hear you, yeah.
last was that you started channeling an A or AN for Shelly.
Oh, oh my God, there was so much said after that. You know, I'm gonna hit a recorder over here just in case this keeps happening. That's frustrating. I was probably talking for like 10 minutes. I don't know how long that was. Okay, let me see if I can remember. I can't even remember what I said. And now it's like out of me.
You mentioned Shelly being a guardian angel for a family member.
Yeah, but then that was also within the story. So they were saying that like that she's had so many readings or like had people tell her stuff in readings that she's taken as like God's word over her own word. And it's like piled layers upon layers upon layers upon layers of stories about who you are, Shelly. And I said the last time you felt like who you truly were was when you're 8 and when you're 11. So I was asking her, and then that's when I looked at the screen and I was like, the internet's down in my house. And I looked over and the power was turned off on my internet box. So some spirit came in and used me and Shelly's energy and turned that thing off. So I'm not anywhere near it. That's why I'm just calling in on a phone call now because I don't trust the internet. So you have to read her comment for me because I can't see it. 11 and 8 years old is the last time you knew who you were. But you really knew who you were. It wasn't like oh, I don't know who I am. Maybe I'm this. Oh, maybe I can see. Hold on. Here we go. Yeah, God is who they're wanting you to call on. And they're wanting you to get into a relationship with your higher self, with your real self. The thing is when we place personalities in there, we're wanting to make the beings that we're calling on people, when in reality they're not people. They're frequencies, they're energies. And it makes me feel really lonely in this world to just know that there's just frequencies sitting out there waiting to talk to me. But then again, that's all we are. You know, we're just basically these little blips on a map that are just these little frequencies that are going like, oh, like grunting and making noises at each other when everything else around here is telepathic. So what they're saying you can call on if you want to call on something is, it looks like a pink, not equilateral, what is it called? The rectangles that have the longer sides and the shorter at the bottom. It's like a pink triangle. And when you call it into you, it like opens up like wings and then becomes kind of like almost like a diamond shape. But it's very flat. It's very like two-dimensional. You know, it's just like a piece of paper, and it comes into you, and it's your actual spirit. And your spirit, since it's angelic, that's basically like the angelic force that's within you. And just ask that you become your spirit each day and connect with whatever you need to connect with, and just allow yourself to be right sometimes. Allow yourself to actually know sometimes, because you had to dumb yourself down a lot so people wouldn't pay attention to you when you were younger or something. And you don't have to do that anymore. You can be the smartest person. You can be the person that sees the most, hears the most, it is the most, it's the best reader in the world, it's the best medium in the world, and nobody's going to come and attack you. And that's what I see, is like you getting attacked for like knowing too much. I don't know if that makes any sense. Yeah, calling your spirit, our higher selves are more like our brain, more like just a information source, our higher self. Our spirit is our true essence. It's like who we are. It's that spring of life within us. And when that spirit dies out, that's when we die. So it's like you want to keep nourishing your spirit. Your spirit's pink, And it's coming in the shape of like a very long triangle, and then it folds out, like unfolds, and it becomes like a diamond shape. So if you can visualize that or draw it and kind of hold it up against you or something like that, to just feel that your spirit is being like ignited, because you're feeling like your spirit's getting like, you're not giving it any attention because that is part of your emotions. It's part about your feelings and stuff like that. And that's very hard to look at. The higher self is easier because the higher self's in the hologram. It's in the mental body. It's just information. So you are being assigned to calling on your spirit. Everyone can do this right now. I am now my spirit. All of me, all layers of me are now experiencing life as my spirit. And I want you to see if you feel alive, or if you feel like crooked, or if you feel down, or if you feel dull. I don't think you struggled academically. I think that you were just sidetracked with other stuff. And that's the whole thing. They told you like, oh, you're not smart, or you struggle. Who cares about academics? We're adults now. I've had to come to terms with that too. But my life shouldn't be based on the fact that I dropped out of college. So whose spirit feels lopsided and who feels good? Shelly, how does your spirit feel? Oh, I'm making it so people can't chat with them. I think people can chat.
Shelly heard lopsided.
Okay, what about other 60-40, Arlene? Oh, Arlene's here now. Good. You feel full, Jennifer? Good. Oh, Jennifer, are you Jennifer Smith? And Aaron, good. Okay, yeah, I saw like two people that were kind of like lopsided. So I'm just gonna balance everybody out using the spirit that created your spirit. Ask that to come down to re-energize you, to refuel you, and basically do a Control-Alt-Delete. Just reset. I'm gonna say 0, reset spirit. And spirit, we have as much of that as we want, because that comes directly from God and from the earth. So as long as we're grounding ourselves, we're going outside, we're feeding our spirit. You've heard that before. Feed your spirit, feed your soul. Go out and do what you love. Shelly and everybody else here, wake up in the morning and say, all of me, like all layers of me, all dimensions of me, is now experiencing life as my spirit. Show me what I feel like. And then ask that the spirit that created your spirit infuse you with whatever needs to be infused, that you be brought back into balance. And then say, today my spirit wants to, and then write down something. Today my spirit wants to, and then write down something else. Today my spirit wants to, blah, blah, blah. Or if it's hard to do it that way, you can say, I am now my spirit, and today I want to, blah, blah, blah. I always hear swim in the beach. Mine always wants to go swim in the water. And I'm scared to go in the water because I can't see underneath there, and I think a fish is going to touch me. So gross. You think I'd be afraid of sharks? It's more, I don't want a fish rubbing against me. Okay, so Shelly, that is your assignment. And then I want you guys to go out and actually do one of those things. Once you write down the spirit thing, because your spirit is the true essence of you, and your spirit is what is inside of the angels that you guys are. The angelic forces. It's what infuses everything. It's the spring, Emily. Emily was asking about the spring. That's what the spirit is, the spring. Wow, interesting. Okay, next, Rishi.
Did you want to do Arlene now?
Sure, yeah. Her angel, she said my angel is God. Yeah. There's too many stories around angels for you, Shelly. You can't really call in. So you're saying calling your spirit, because your spirit is your angel. Because if you had an angel, your spirit would just be inside of that angel talking to you through that, like a puppet. You know, your spirit would just be over there in that being talking to you. Everything that comes to us, you guys, is us. It's all us. It's all this like crazy fun house of mirrors. And we look around and we see all these weird looking beings, and they're all just us. It's all us, each individual. Okay, Arlene. Okay, bless you me with that, Shelly. The Arlene, And no, Shelly, your angel was that triangle thing. She's still asking me. It was that triangle thing, and they're saying don't get any more readings. I don't know if you're getting readings, but no more like readings from random people, because they're putting overlays on you, and I had to just take them all off. Okay, I bless you and leave it at that, and check back in with me later, Shelly. Okay, Arlene, you are interesting. Oh, may I step into your energy? Yes. Okay. So Arlene, what I'm seeing with you is I'm seeing a tree. I'm seeing like the hole in the tree, like the Hobbit tree. And I'm seeing that about 80% of you is still stuck down in the elemental kingdom, which means you're either in fear. It means you're in, like apprehension or lack. Would you say that you're in like a fear of separation? Are you in fear of the coronavirus? Are you in fear of the world blowing up? Like, are you afraid of, family members not loving you? Like, what would you say your fear would be if you were to define a fear? You can just type it up real quick. It's just like 1 or 2 words of what's the thing that you fear the most? All of that? That's funny. No, it's not funny, but you know what I mean. Okay. So I want you to ask yourself a question right now, or do this. Ask that all of you gets removed from the elemental kingdom, and that you become your cosmic self, your cosmic creation. That's what I just heard. I am now my cosmic creation. There is no piece of me that is left in the elemental kingdom. Please show me what I feel like. And then I want you to write what you feel like, just like a couple words. Do you feel lost? Okay. So your identity is rooted in, what they're saying is that you're like a being from the higher planes of the heavenly realms, that you're not necessarily angelic, you're more like ET-ish, but that you came down here like 4 times ago that the world blew up. Like the earth has like been destroyed 4 times over. And you're like trapped down here almost like in an elemental being in a reincarnational cycle that you don't need to be in, because you already like ascended a long time ago and you came down to help and got sucked into the drama. Does that make sense? So yeah, everything's being recorded, guys, so that'll all be you guys can get a copy of this recording later. Yeah, Arlene, you came in. That's why I said you're interesting, because you came in like a sheriff. You had a big star in your chest that is in the middle. And you said that you're from the Galactic Federation and that you're here. One, they know about the Galactic Federation. I don't know anything about them. I've channeled them before. You feel like a cop? Yeah, it's like, well, here, let me clear this, okay? So I'm going to clear your old mission, your old purpose, your old blueprint, and then we'll be able to see your angel if you have one. I heard Ariel again. Is Ariel a boy or a girl, guys? Very confused by Ariel. The name is a girl name, but Ariel's a girl. Okay, because I'm seeing like there was Ariel, like A-R-I-E, and then hyphen E-L, like L. But now this one's like Ariel, like A-R-I-E-L, like Ariel. E.T. with a badge. I love it. Yeah, you're a total E.T., Arlene. And the thing is about the ETs, I didn't used to believe in them. I used to be like, yeah, people get a little crazy about the ET thing, that they don't need to get all like crazy about that, because when it all comes down to it, we're souls. I don't think that's true. We're all consciousness. we're all awareness, but not everybody chooses to enter into being like a human being, like with a soul and a soul ascension path and all that stuff. I think that some beings are other types of beings in the other worlds, and they actually do come here. And I feel like that's what you are. I just heard you say, I'm here to fight the reptilian forces, which would mean you're here to help get people out of the second chakra, because the reptilians are in the second chakra and they don't exist above that because they don't have souls. So they're basically just like parasitic like energies that feed off of people's chi, like life force. And the only way they can do that is if you're in fear, dread, loss. I think you said that you felt lost. So when you're in loss, that's when they can kind of like just take your energy. They're not like eating your fear. People used to go, oh, reptilians are eating your fear. It's like, no, they're not eating my fear. They're eating your life force. They're taking your life force energy so that they can continue to exist. And that makes you tired, fatigued. It makes you feel sick. It makes you feel just awful. The aerial is coming in as like a big, huge like hand almost. And it's like this going up and down. And it just keeps saying that you're here to direct the path for those that follow behind you. What do you do for a living? Are you a healer or a teacher? Administrator? Administrative office person? Oh, okay. Okay, cool. Yeah, I saw you like in an office, like tapping away. So I actually saw you. What's funny is I actually saw you do it like creating like retreats. And that's why I was like, what do you do? So maybe you're like, maybe that's because you're in the hotel marketing industry. Maybe that's, you fall into doing something like that. But I don't think it's like maybe it's for a living. I don't know. But you're fine where you are. They just want you to not get drawn into the news, not get drawn into what's going on outside of us. We tend to like look outside of us to see what's going on. But if you actually truly just sit within yourself, and all of you guys, anyone that's into politics or anything, you just sit within yourself and you just like bring all your consciousness and awareness right here, like it's the upper, where this little thing is that I have up here. I don't know if I have my camera on here. Yeah, I'm right there. How do I spotlight myself? Anyways, right here, if you bring all your consciousness and awareness like into this space right here, and you just sit there and take a few deep breaths, like breathe in some red energy, and then breathe out red. And it'll be like goopy and yucky. It'll get rid of anything that you don't need. And then breathe in green, and then breathe it out, and then breathe in blue, and then breathe it out. And just keep doing that until you feel like the red, the green, and the blue, the RGB are balancing out your emotions, your feelings. You just have so much fear around you, Arlene. It's like fear. What would give you peace? Because sitting in this space within you, if you can't feel peace, if you can't kind of shut the outside world out around you, just think of all the times where you weren't into, I tell people this all the time, where you weren't into politics and you weren't into anything. Just think of if you were to like throw yourself into like hockey. You know nothing about hockey, but you're like all like, oh, this and that. And, you know, you started getting all into the politics of hockey and how the game should be played and all this, and getting offended that the players are fighting with each other and like expecting them to be like soft, gentle guys when really they have no teeth and they're like knocking each other out 24/7. Like, it's almost like a bunch of people have been thrown into like, you know, politics in that same way. It's a game. It's a game. It's a reality show. And we think it's real because we didn't follow it before, you know. And because of the coronavirus, everybody's watching the news and listening to the president and all this stuff, whereas most spiritual people didn't even like know who the president was. It's like, who cares? What's going to happen is going to happen. We're all in a soul path. So is the president. And if the president's there, it's because that's what God intended or whatever. And it's like, it was just kind of like, whatever. But now it's almost like, it feels like you're kind of like stuck into the group consciousness. So do you feel peace when you go there within yourself, Arlene? Because I'm seeing Ariel kind of like stick her hand behind your head, and she's shooting like this bright white energy all through your head and down through your body and like doing like a flush. So just in the morning, say, I am now Ariel. And just put your hands right here and right here on the back of your head. and just allow energy to run out of your hands into your head, fill up your head, go all the way down your neck, go in your shoulders, your arms, your hands, all the way down through your chest, down through your solar plexus. Ooh, you're missing your solar plexus. Let's get that back. Boom. Okay. Oh, that's going to feel better. Ah. Down to your hips, your legs, you don't have legs, come back legs, and then out through your feet. But remain like that. I just don't like flashing my arms on the camera. So Ariel's your angel, and it's basically you, version of your higher self. That's really pretty. She's really pretty. Shut up. Your ex was a pro hockey player? I know nothing about hockey. That's just funny that I say that. That is hilarious. Oh my God, that's so funny. Wow. Oh my gosh, that's so funny. He was he was a pro hockey player. I bet you Jeff would know who he is because Jeff's into that. And I'm just like, I can't even watch it. It hurts me to see them bash into each other. But Jeff's in like MMA and kicks people and gets punched in the face and doesn't even care. Boys are just boys sometimes. Okay, so Arlene, that was your angelic reading. If you have any questions to follow up with, how did you feel when you got right here? Did you feel okay, or did you still feel like really out of balance? So they're saying that if anybody's kind of like worried about something that they're not in control of, just remind yourself that you're in control of your perception. So if you perceive life a certain way, it'll become that way. Like, I don't even look at, when I walk out, I'm like, whoa, everyone's wearing masks. But I forget because I'm just not tying into the story. I'm not tying into that, whether it's real or not. It's like, if I get it again, then I'll get better. And so will my parents that aren't even around here or anything. But I mean, it's like, I just don't believe it. Everything in me just says that you don't need to believe that. So I'm just following my gut. But that could be completely wrong. Could be 100% wrong. But I am very cautious about making sure I have my mask on in public because I know that this disease is very placebo. So if somebody like thinks they're going to get sick and they see me without a mask on, they'll be like, oh, she sniffed her nose. Oh, I'm sick. And then they'll go die. So I'm very cautious about making sure that I'm courteous of other people's placebo effect, which means they really do get sick, but, they could also heal themselves. So anyway, okay, Riche, who is next? Thank you, Arlene, for letting me see your badass ET cop self. That was really cool. Oh, and I told you all about the elemental realm, and I just put you down you're a deva down in the elemental kingdom, a deva. You're a green deva, whatever that is.
Okay, so the people
Jennifer's
that are
the only one here, right?
Yep.
Oh, yeah? Okay. Jennifer, you're up, girlfriend, and then I guess we're done. I'll call Donna after I get off the phone here, and then I'll send Allie a Voxer, and then Rochelle a Voxer, Emily a Voxer. Oh, Shireen's here. We got to do Shireen. So Jennifer and then Shireen, and then I'll go get the kids. Jennifer, what is your sign? I think I asked you earlier, but I think that you may have been unavailable. You can type it in if you want, like your birthday.
Jennifer, oh yeah, she's first fine, great. Oh, she said this Jennifer Masters, not Smith.
Oh, did I say Smith before?
Smith is the tier in the tiers, yes.
Oh, okay. Oh, this is a different Jennifer.
Yes.
Jennifer, no wonder I couldn't read you. I was like, why can't I read her? That's why I was like, what's your birthday? But I did just dig into your energy because I just did. I saw a thing on the back of your head, like a tuning fork almost. And I'm thinking that you need to look into sound healing or something like that. Are you into sound healing? Because you could really balance yourself. I mean, you're balanced. Your energy is actually very, very good. But it was a green tuning fork, and I don't know what that means. Oh, Rochelle, you're here? Oh, I thought you were gone. That's why I said later on Boxer, because I thought you weren't here. Well, if I can do you, and then Shireen feels like she's the last one. So Rochelle. Yeah. Okay, Jennifer, look up, just real quick, Jennifer, look up tuning forks. Look up like the frequency of like a green tuning fork, or maybe it's like the tuning fork for the heart or something. But it just feels like I see you like hitting like a tuning fork and then just kind of like going like this, and it's just like boom, like everything just clears on you. Oh no, it's all good, Rochelle. You and Shireen are the only ones left here that are on the list that are here. So Shireen, I'm going to start your healing right now to start having you soak, to get kind of like the layers of like not dogma, but just kind of like knowledge off of you, so I can actually peel away the onion and see what's there. So you're starting, you're pre-cooking. And then Rochelle, your uncle, the reason why I want to talk to you kind of separately is because your uncle is here, and I didn't want to invite in every deceased loved one, because then as soon as you talk to one, they're all like, oh, well, here, I'm here too. You're welcome, Jennifer. You're lucky you have the name Jennifer. And your angel's Michael. Sorry, just had to say that. Okay, now I'll go about my way. So Rochelle, I don't want to let him through right now. I will tell you that your angel is Raphael. As far as like being like down here in like the elemental kingdom, you have like Archangel Raphael, and it feels very like story driven, like either Bible driven or like Doreen Virtue cards driven, or something where you've read about it. But I'm curious to see what Raphael represents. I don't know, because I don't read stuff, because I don't want to like mix it with the stuff that's coming through. But I'm seeing that Raphael is like the power that lies within, and it's about, and that it brings in like family values, hope for the future and generations to come. And are you very family oriented? Okay, cool. So you're very family oriented, and it almost feels like, I don't know if you're the researcher for the family, but this Raphael energy almost feels like it's like the tie that keeps everybody together in your family. Oh, it's your family guide. Remember how we had the family guide like last week or the week before? Feels like that's kind of like your family guide. But when I go beyond that, what I see is you just like sitting there, like staring through glass, like looking at us, and we're like in this terrarium thing, like we're just in this like box or something. So I asked her, are you the real Rochelle Williams? She says, I am I. And I was like, okay, Yoda says, I am I. And I said, oh, I am I. So I looked at your eyes, and I saw that she's sitting like in like your left eye over here, just like looking out into the world. And that if you practice going to say, I am I, looking through my eye. I am I, looking through my eye. Please show me the difference between what I'm seeing now and what I was seeing then. Whoa, that is weird. I just saw like, I gotta get this, hold on 1 second. Oh no, I have to end and accept. Oh, come on.
You're still muted, Marissa.
Sorry. Okay, sorry. That was the baby whisperer. She was calling. I'm glad I answered, because she's like, do you still need me to come? I'm like, yeah. Okay, so let's see here. So Rochelle, did you notice a difference? Like, yes or no is fine, or you can actually explain it to me. I am going to follow up with you a little bit later. Hopefully, as long as Amy's here with the kids, I can follow up with people later on Boxer. I literally saw from your eyes, I saw like looking through your eyes, I just saw all this like almost like it looked like fat. Sorry. It just looked like fat cells and stuff like all around, like layered. And then when I said, I am I looking through my eye, please show me the difference between what I am seeing now and what I just saw then. It like broke away and it was like pure, like just bright white light, like almost like somebody was shining like a spotlight in my face. Yeah, it was like, I think that you're going to lose weight doing this exercise every morning. Like I might just do it all the time. Like if you start to feel like you're in a rut, if you start to feel like yuck or just ew, or if you're just starting to feel like down or whatever, just because you take on all your family's burdens. So it's like when you become like, I am I, you're no longer your family. You're no longer your country. You're no longer anyone other than just I. And that's the you that's looking through your eye that we were working with earlier when we looked in the mirror. That's really cool. And it's you. It's you. You have wings. You are a utopian society, angelic force from the inner worlds, which is where the true heaven resides. Inner worlds of what? Inner worlds of earth, she says. We're all here in the middle of the earth, projecting our thoughts outward. That's how we're creating earth. It's just a big projection from all of our minds. And we're all living in our little stream, our one little stream of consciousness. But we feel like we're the entire earth because we are. We're all collective in the middle. I said, it must be really crowded. She goes, yeah. I saw like all these people like shoved in the middle of the earth. Yeah, you guys can all do it. Anything that I'm sharing with you guys, like I said last night, are readings for the person, but also other people can do all the exercises, and hopefully like anything that's said is also helping at least 2, 3, 4 other people at the same time. I know that Nicole's helped me dramatically. That resonated a lot with me. Good. Yay! And that's a pretty cool exercise, Rochelle. I like that a lot. Okay, so with Shireen, we need to soak you a little bit longer. Let me see here. Okay, so Rochelle, I bless you name with that. Shireen, may I step into your energy? So what I'm seeing is that there's like a you that you try to be that's like all like ho hum. I'm not excited about life. The you that you try to be for some reason. But then there's the you that's like, woo, I feel good. Da-na-na-na-na. She's like dancing away like in the middle of your field. And she's like just like literally just like dancing. And she's like got her headphones on and she's just partying down. And there's people around going, whoo, 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 like cheering you on. It's almost that you got pushed into the shadows. Maybe it's culture, maybe it's gender. I don't know what it is, but you are like a part.
Marissa, your sound is cutting out. Okay, everyone, it said we lost Marissa again. I'm sure she'll call back in. Kind of sound like the foreign language she'll sometimes channel. Okay, guys, Marissa's back. She's just an attendee on the phone right now. So I'm trying to have my technology computer skills work really well and figure out how to unmute her.